is the part two, second part of my live stream today on Wednesday. The first one I had some technical problems, so I hope that this is now fixed. Something to do with the sound. I lost a little bit of momentum. I've been there for like 15 minutes. Let's try to jump back on that train. The good thing is that I've got a lot of posts that I can read, and so that can keep me going quite a long time. Okay, so Pumpkin Puff, welcome back. Thank you. Hello, Didi, Lady White, thank you. Guys, could you let me know if the volume is all right? If you can tell me that, that'd be great. And in the meantime, I'm going to carry on reading and commenting on my own post until I have some interaction with you guys. Burnout is not exhaustion, as in physical exhaustion. It is the inability to recover despite having had physical time off work because your nervous system didn't get a break yet. And so this is to highlight how when you get burnt out, it's not just because we need holidays. We need to stop thinking about work. We need to stop stressing out about it. If we are off work, but we're still thinking about it, we're still worried about it, we're still overwhelmed with anything at all, then our nervous system is not having a break. And so we are not benefiting from the physical time off. Pumpkin Puff, I hear you just fine. Fantastic. Thank you. Lady White, volume is loud and clear. Fantastic. Thank you, guys. So, is there anything you'd like to chat about today? I'm going to be here till 8 o'clock, as usual. Today was Chinese New Year, and I normally don't care so much about those things. I don't celebrate it really. But I had to go somewhere, and I had an appointment, and it didn't happen for whatever reason. But because of that appointment, that allowed me to be out there and to witness the dragon dance. So I was very happy about this. It reminded me about some things that I have lost touch with, which is celebrating things with people in the outdoor space. I do spend a lot of time indoor doing my stuff, and so it's not a bad thing for me to remind myself that there's life out there. Vibrous Earth. There are 3 Canadian flags, so hello from Canada. Pumpkin Puff, okay. I've been angry cleaning, okay, reorganizing my environment while listening to music to clear my mind. I realized that I am an a-hole to my husband. I feel like I turned into my dad, okay. Also, Happy New Year and of the Firehouse. Thank you. Same to you, or anyone for whom it matters. Okay, so remember, you are not one mind, you are many minds. So there's a mind that sometimes takes over, but is very protective and reactive. And it is that part of you that is being an a-hole to your husband. But when you reflect back on it and you feel bad about yourself, it is because there's another part that has taken that moment. And it's the part of you that is now having regret about what you've done. And it's the part of you that that you are ready. It's not a part of you that is trying to protect you. They're all you anyway. But many of our parts exist solely to protect us. And so whenever you are being an a-hole to your husband because you're going through a BPD episode, it's always because in that moment you feel unsafe. So because you are feeling unsafe, because of your filters that have been programmed in a way to be only highlighting the negative stuff, then that part of you that wants to protect you is going to take over. So that could be the part of you that is desperate for attention, the part of you that is angry and aggressive. It can be any of those things and more. And so whenever you feel like that, just remind yourself, it's not me. I reacted like that because of my own trauma, and that's a part of you that took over. But now I can see things, I can look back with hindsight, and I can see those things for what they are. And I'm feeling sorry now. So now that you're back into your shoes, your kind, compassionate self. Then do some work. Number one, remember to be compassionate to yourself first by telling yourself, it's not my fault, it happened. I'm going to learn how to, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing already and get better at understanding all those parts and having a better relationship with them. And also, I'm going to speak to my husband and say to him, I'm so sorry, again, it happened. Thank you for your patience. I'm doing my best. I know that I hate myself when I'm like that, but I want you to know that I never like being that person. And he knows that because you're together for a reason. You've been working together for a while to address both of your baggage, right? Lady White, Kong Hei Fak Choi. Yes, Kong Hei Fak Choi. I'm not sure if you do this, something like that. I'm not really Chinese. But thank you, nevertheless. Pumpkin Puff. My husband said something that set me off. I calmly told him it upsets me, and he said, I'm sorry for your perspective, which somehow bothered me more. And it became a whole thing. Yes, it would happen. So again, it happens. Even with me and my husband, it does happen. For those who are new on the channel, I too have BPD, and my husband is on the autism spectrum. So as far as communication is concerned, we're very, very antipodal. So that creates a lot of frictions at times. But what we want to do is to realize that sometime it will happen. And so when it happens, it's neither either fault. It just happens because up to this point, this is what you believe. Up to this point, this is what he believes. This is how you function. This is how he functions. So when it happens, you must find a way to let go of the thinking about what happened. Why did he say that? Because it's not like that. He just said it because this is what this is how he functions. And you reacted the way you do because this is how you function. That's it. It's a program. Don't blame the potential, the person. Blame the program. And so when you realize that it's just a program, not my fault, not his fault, we're just programmed and we're learning how to speak the same language, how to communicate and connect at the same level. And so then the next moment, what you want to do is to have a conversation and say, oh, it happened again, I'm sorry. And then here we have to say, I'm sorry as well. Both. Right? And it's not about right or wrong. It's about saying sorry because we want to show that we care for the other person's feeling. I am sorry is never about right or wrong. So this is tricky. I don't know if your husband is on the autism spectrum. People who are on the autism spectrum is very often, it's very hard for them not to understand anything else but right or wrong. But there are ways around it. But it's really important for both of you to apologize for what happened. But when you're apologizing, you're not apologizing for who you are. You're apologizing for your behavior, which is your program. Again, you're apologizing for whatever happened. So it's not, no one is bad. It's just that I'm sorry that my past has affected us in that moment. And then you should say the same. I too am sorry that my past has affected me in the sense that I couldn't see that, I couldn't realize this, and I created that situation without wanting it to happen. Does it make sense? Does it help, Pumpkin Puff? Vabrous Earth, happy year of the horse, of the unicorn. Yes, the year of the unicorn. I like this better. Pumpkin Puff. He told me that he feels like I don't change my perspective during arguments, but then he says things like he wishes my past didn't define me so much, which I feel like is rude. I also don't like myself. He needs to learn. It's a journey that you have to do together. But he has to learn that whatever what you are is who you are. We are defined by ourselves. However, we are working on changing this. So I understand what he's meaning, what he says. Very often when you talk, a lot of the words that you use implies that you are still attaching yourself to your past. And again, it's not something that you choose. No, this is how you say things. But I understand why he would come from that perspective. But he needs to understand that you are defined by your past. So is he, so am I, so is everyone. We're all defined by our past. However, we are defined by our past until we realize this and we can actually change how we are going to define ourselves. It is the element of awareness that allows us to change. Unless we realize this, we will be defined by our past indeed. So what you want to tell him is, I know that I'm defined by my past and I'm doing my best and I want you to help me and I accept that my best is good enough. This is my best. And I'm not doing on purpose anything that you think that I'm doing on purpose. What would I do that for? What would I try to achieve? I want to change, and I want you to be happy with me, and I want to be happy with you. And so, so yes, keep on going with this conversation, and I want you to stop thinking that there's something wrong with either you or him. It's not his fault, it's not your fault. It's because both of you are learning how to communicate and speak the same language and see things from the same perspective. That's it. Pumpkin puff. For my past, it sucked, but it unfortunately did really affect me. And now I have BPD and PTSD. It kind of felt like a no shit situation. So, okay. So I hope that what I said covered that. Did it? Lucas, did you know? So Lucas, all I've got from you is, did you know, question mark. So maybe I'm missing a part of the comment. Agus, monkey keber. I'm not sure. Are you saying that you are a monkey in the Chinese astrology, Chinese zodiac? Pumpkin puff. What do I do when it feels like we are both backed into a wall and we're just not seeing eye to eye? Also, we are both neurodivergent. We don't know what conditions he has exactly though. So you know what to do. We talked about it many, many times. So I want you to tell me. I want you to find it in you. And if you get it wrong, I will correct you. What do you think you should be doing? Take your time. I want you to think about what you could be doing. If I'm not here, tell yourself, what would Didi suggest me to do? I want you to remember the things we talked about. And I want you to realize that all the solutions that you need, they're there inside of you already. I can give them to you, but I think it's better if you can find them yourself within you, so that the next time you don't need to wait for me to come on that live to ask me. You can ask yourself because you have the solutions already. If that happens again, what do you do? Please let me know, Pumpkin Puff. And if you can't find it, I'll tell you. But try to give it a chance. Irene, hello Didi. Hello Irene, how are you doing? Thank you for your support, Irene. I see you everywhere on all my posts. This is very kind of you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the little heart, wherever that it is. So I'm just waiting for some comments from you guys. Pumpkin Puff, is that right? I'm not getting the pure spot. So I think I'm missing one of your answer. All I've got is that right? There must be something weird happening with YouTube because I feel that I'm missing on some comments. And the first attempt at my live stream today, there was not much volume. So, Pumpkin Puff, I didn't see your reply. Hummingbird HP, how are you doing / feeling? I'm doing well, thank you. I'm feeling good as well. Thank you for asking. How about you? Pumpkin Puff, oh no, give me a second to retype. Take your time. I'm here. No rush. I'm doing very well. Hummingbird HP. And it's a good way to ask it. It's not just how you're doing, but how you're feeling. We are creatures of emotions and feelings, and it's true that we don't ask enough how people are feeling. Very commonly, we ask people what they're thinking about something. But I always do my best to ask people how they feel, because it gets them to pay attention to their feelings, and we don't do that enough. The most important thing I think we should be reminded every day, all of us, is to be in touch with our body and understand what is happening inside of us, what sensation, what feelings, so that we don't get surprised by our emotional outburst. Hummingbird, good feeling, grateful and grounded at the moment. Fantastic, good on you. Pumpkin Puff, give myself some space and time away from him. Yes, check. To breathe. Yes, another check, tick. Try to see the situation outside of my only perspective and be kind to myself. Yes, that's it. You know it. That's all you have to do. There's nothing else. There's no secret thing that I haven't told you yet. That's all there is. You need to take a break from the heat of the moment, and then you need to find a way to reset so that you can come back from a place of splitting to a place of mental clarity. So that may take some time for you to find out what works for you, but we talked about it. Go for a walk, do some mindful breathing, do some exercises, some stretching, whatever it is, do something to change your physical state. But you need to move. If you stay on the spot, and especially if you stay in that room where the situation has been created, then it's not going to change because you're still surrounded by an environment that tells your nervous system that it must protect. And so come out of that place and then take some fresh air, breathe until your nervous system is reset, until you are back to homeostasis, and until you can eventually think clearly. But you need to focus on something so that you don't allow for the thought to carry on. If you go outside and you walk and you keep on thinking, oh, what an a-hole, why am I an a-hole? Why are we both a-holes? Then now you're going to stay in that space. The whole point about walking and going outside is to think about something else. So when you walk outside, maybe I didn't mention this, so that's a good point to highlight. When you go outside and you walk, I want you to focus on your environment. I want you to focus on the sound, the visual, the smell. So I don't know if you have access to a park, but if you can access a park, walk around the trees, look at the trees, look at the pigeons, look at the birds, look at the sky, look at the people running, doing the things, look at the benches, the squirrels, the any, and immerse yourself into that environment as opposed to thinking about the one that you just left. And that will help you come back to a place of mental clarity faster. Right? You can do some breathing, you can practice gratitude, we can choose some better thoughts. Choose a happy place in your mind where you find peace. I have a happy place myself, and one of the very important elements of my happy place are my dogs. So I go back to the place and I'm thinking, so we used to have dogs and they're all gone now, but they exist in my heart. And sometime I need to go back to that place and they're there, the three of them, and they welcome me, licking my face. And in that moment, I'm feeling better. But it can be anything at all. Pumpkin puff. Oh, interesting. I feel like I know nothing, but apparently I know what to do. I just need to work on doing it more. Yes, you have all of those things inside of you already. You just need to apply. And the more you do this, the more you will understand more. You expand your set of tools, but you have to just do already with what you have to get to the next level. It's like a video game. You have different levels. Right? Scarlett, how do I make a big decision like buying a house when the opportunity is now, but on the other hand, I don't know what the future holds and I'm afraid everything might change. So you will never know what the future holds. No one knows. This is a dead certainty, right? There's nothing we can do about the future. And so it's not about knowing what is going to happen in the future. It's about how you are feeling in regards to now. So basically, listen to your body, listen to intuition, and you may feel safe and happy to go and do that thing, or you may not. It was never about the future. It was about your attitude to the future. So if you're not ready because you are feeling too anxious, you have too many worries, you have a lot of trauma still unresolved related to money, security, perhaps, safety, or any of those things and more, then maybe you're not ready to buy a house. It doesn't matter what the state is now. What matters is if you are aligned with that moment emotionally. So how do you make a decision? Listen to your gut. Try to practice meditation and mindfulness to be as clear-minded as possible so that you can then ask yourself, am I ready for that? Is it my path of least resistance? Is it my best choice at this moment? Each moment changes, but in this moment, is it the right thing for me to do? And there's no universal right or wrong. We don't know, as you said yourself. No one knows about the future. No one knows about what can happen. You may buy a house now, it may be the best thing you have ever done because it's at the lowest price. Or it may be the other way around. You may buy it and suddenly there's a mega crack, financial crack. There's a war happening and we all lose everything. No one knows. It's impossible to know. So what you want to do is to find a way to develop some sort of better relationship with uncertainty. This is the work. You want to learn how to be comfortable with uncertainty, with unknown, with uncomfortable. If you can be comfortable with uncomfortable, now you're onto something because you realize that it's not about how I feel. It's about me accepting that we all go through ups and downs and all sort of different things of our life, and I will make it no matter what. So it takes some time. It's a work that takes time to be done, but this is the work. It's about realizing that we don't depend on our environment. We're not defined by our environment. We define it by the attitude, the mindset that we're going to choose to operate with. Does it help, Scarlett? Khalil me, message retracted. Aidan Su, hi. Pumpkin Puff, do you think him telling me sorry for your perspective is rude? It felt like gaslighting, but I wasn't sure. So I want you in that moment to realize that he, just like you, just like me, just like all of us, has many parts. So it's not him who said that to you. It is a part of him who said that to you. If you can realize this, if you can remind yourself of that, everything changes. Instead of us taking things personally, that person, why did he say that to me? He didn't. One of his parts said that because they thought that it was maybe a smart thing to say, maybe it was funny for them, or maybe it was the only thing that they thought was important to say. Whatever reason it is not him, it is a version of him. And so this is for him to find out what it is. It's his own work to do. But look at him and realize that whatever people do or say doesn't, remember, you're splitting because you have BPD. And so this is a great way to look at it. Is it possible that he has hurt my feelings? Yes. But is it also possible that he may not mean it? Yes, it is possible too. Now, not to expand your mind, so this is DBT, and realize that more than one truth, even if they seem opposite, can coexist. And so, my husband hurt my feelings, yes. But also, my husband is just talking out of his arse sometimes, just like we all do. He doesn't necessarily mean it. It's not like he's planning it. He's Machiavellian. Oh, I need to say something to hurt his feeling. No, he just say whatever comes out of him because of his habits of thought and communication. And so it's not intended to you. It's just that this is, look at him, see him like someone maybe that is clumsy at times. I know that I can be clumsy. We all can. And so see him like, sometimes I look at my husband like that, I see him like a teddy bear, yogi, and he can be clumsy and drop the jar of honey or something like that. And so if I look at him like that, it's easier for me not to be hurt by his words because I'm realizing he's just being clumsy. He doesn't realize this. He's got autism, so very often he can come across as very blunt. He doesn't mean it. It's just that he doesn't know any other way to communicate. That's how his brain works. So I'm teaching him how to be more empathic and how to be more, how do you say, diplomatic. And it's a skill that he's learning. It's possible to learn. So yes, Pumpkin Puff, does it help? Kelly me said hi, hello. Pumpkin Puff, oh yes, a mental happy place. I don't have one. I'll have to make one. Yes, make one. Go back to a place. For some people, it can be their favorite spot in their favorite private beach, or their favorite mountain views, or whatever it is. Go back to a place where you feel soothing, you feel soothed. I did a video that I put out today on YouTube about meditation. Check it out. It's called Meditation is Easy. It's on the thumbnail. The title is The Simple and Easy Meditation Technique Can Change Your Life. It's 10 minutes long, but it's basically my approach of how to understand meditation in as simple, easy, and accessible ways as possible. So check it out because that will help you create a happy space for you to return to. This is actually perfect timing. So literally 2 hours ago or something like that, that video went live on my channel. It's my latest long form video, and it's about meditation. So do check it out, please, Pumpkin Puff, and let me know what you think about it. I think you could absolutely, totally benefit from learning how to do this. Khalil me, I have strabismus correction surgery tomorrow. It's only the second surgery I've ever had in my life. I'm 22 years old. I'm feeling very anxious and scared, especially about anesthesia and being forced to fall asleep. During my first surgery, which was for a different medical reason, not strabismus, when they inserted the IV and started administering the anesthesia, I've been feeling tense and anxious since now What should I do at this point? Let's talk about this. Tomorrow, okay. So whatever reaction that you have about anything at all is your body. Your body has an intelligence. It knows how to react based on your own history. And so if you have a problem with interventions, with anesthesia, if you're feeling nervous because of operation, because of doctors, because of scalpel, of anything at all, it could be anything at all. But your body is responding to it because of some past event that has taught your body to react like that. So I want you to realize that you can actually change this. I don't know to which extent you're going to be able to change in the space of one night. You can absolutely change your physical reactional behavior over time by working on your triggers. But the operation is tomorrow. So what I would like to just know is that the more you are thinking about it, so a lot of things are happening subconsciously, but there's also an aspect that is conscious. We won't be addressing the subconscious aspect. We don't have time, and also it's got to be one-to-one, and it's got to be some work that you do over a long period of time with someone. But we can address the superficial layer of this, the conscious perspective. So subconsciously, forget about it for now. Consciously, you're thinking about it, you are worrying about it, you are telling me about it. And the more you are thinking about it, the worse it's going to be. Because as you think about it consciously, you are further programming your subconscious mind to be even more ready for the operation tomorrow. So you're literally self-hypnotizing. You're hypnotizing yourself into telling yourself, it's bad, I hate it, oh, it's scary. And then your mind is going to protect you from that. It's going to create anxiety, it's going to create tension, it's going to create hyperfixation and hypervigilance. Now your whole body is in a state of emergency and you won't be sleeping well, and you're going to be exhausted and going to be extremely irritable, and you're going to be even worse for the operation. And you would have done it to yourself, not willingly, of course, but you would have done it to yourself because you're thinking about it. And so my advice to you, just because it's quite of an emergency tomorrow, the one thing that I would suggest to you is to do your best to visualize positive outcome. Because your mind wants to protect you, is thinking about the worst possible outcomes. What if it doesn't work well? What if I wake up in the middle of the operation? What if I don't wake up? What if it affects my body and creates some problems in my health after that? Instead, visualize, what if it goes very well? What if it's super easy? What if I fall asleep like a baby and I have wonderful dreams, and then I wake up and then my strabism is corrected and there's no problem, and I'm happy and I'm healed and I'm grateful. Replace the negative possible outcomes scenario with a positive one instead. Our brain tries to protect us, but the more you are doing this, the more, again, you are self-hypnotizing into preparing your whole body for war, for battle, for protection. And then it's going to be even worse. It's going to be even harder. And so I'd say just do that. Do your best to imagine the best possible outcomes. Even better, imagine crazy stuff. Allow for your imagination to run crazy and do its thing. And then that will make you happy. And that will help with how you feel about yourself and how you'll be sleeping tonight and how you'll be going through that operation tomorrow. Right? So keep on thinking about happy outcomes or even crazy better outcomes. Strabismus, is it about the eyes? I'm not sure. But let's imagine that it is. Imagine that now you are waking up, you have new eyes. You don't have 20/20 vision. You have supervision. You can see super far away, super clear. It's like Spider-Man being bitten by a radioactive spider. Imagine that you have some better things, superpower out of this, and that will give you a smile, and that will allow for your imagination to go in the better direction, which is positivity and hope and optimism. Does it help? Khalil, me? Scarlett, it's like committing to a partner. What if there's better out there? Am I settling for less? Ah, so again, I can't answer this for you. Only you know if you are ready, if you're aligned with that thing, with that moment. You have to learn how to listen to your body. You have to learn how to listen to your intuition. And then you have to do some work about yourself. If you are constantly indecisive, then you want to work on that. Many of us, this is a very common symptom of some form of trauma. Being indecisive. What if I make the wrong choice? Because back then, if we did the wrong choice, it had consequence. And so now we have to be super careful. I used to be super indecisive for a long, long time. I would go to a video shop in the 1990s and early 2000s to remember Blockbusters. They did some video you could rent of movies overnight. And I would go there with my then girlfriend, because I had a girlfriend then. I would spend hours trying to find out, and she was going mad. Like, we've been able to hours. We could have watched one or two movies already, but I just couldn't. I had to find the perfect movie, and it was impossible. I was impossible to live with. And so this is trauma related. It's not normal at all. So I don't know if that's your level of indecisiveness or not, but very often that affects many of us, even in a relationship. The grass is always greener on the other side. And that's why a lot of people don't settle, because they believe, I only have one chance, one shot at life. If I make the wrong decision, I'm doomed forever. And this is all to do with the belief that we have because of what have happened to us back then in childhood. So something for you maybe to think about, and we can talk about this if you want. Because it's not like committing to a partner. This is what you are saying to yourself. And as long as you are saying this to yourself, it's going to be even harder. Again, we're self-hypnotizing all the time. I'm committing. It's a very important thing. It's a one chance in a lifetime. I'm committing to something, and so I need to make sure that it's the right. And now there's so much tension, and there's so much pressure. But your mind is protecting you from taking that decision, because it's too much for your mind to handle. Fear of failure, fear of taking the wrong decision, fear of whatever. And so now it's going to shut you down. I don't know, should I do it or not? Because too much thought, too much stress, too much pressure, too much worries, too much anxiety, too much of, it's like committing to a partner. Okay, does it make sense? Jean D+. Oh, hello. Hi, Didi. Hello to you, Jean. Namusi. Is Narendra Modi a good leader? I don't know. Who's Narendra Modi? I haven't got a clue. Is it something political that is not to do with the vibe of my live stream? Let's find out. Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I don't know much about the politics in India. But just I see a picture of him, and he seems like a nice chap. But again, pictures can be deceptive, especially when it comes to politicians. So I wouldn't know, I'm afraid. Sorry. Someone, anyone, 4208. That is so interesting. I know that about myself. Different parts of me come out at different times. And I always try to explain that to people, but I never thought too hard about it the other way. Yes? Okay, so this is the thing. We are all the same. And this is the beautiful thing about self-awareness. It works both ways. We can either want to understand others, and as we understand others, we can understand ourselves. Or we can focus more on understanding ourselves. And as we understand ourselves, we also understand others. It's the same. We are intertwined with people. And so there's no separation between us and the world and people. Because we are, the world that we experience is a reflection of who we are, and vice versa. J.W. Condor, diagnosed late in life. Family told me they knew something was up, but was afraid to tell me because they didn't know how I would react. Should I cut them off out of my life? Just not sure. Well, just based on what you say, it seems that they are not being mean to you, are they? They said that they knew, but they're afraid to hurt your feelings. And so, unless there's something that you haven't told me, do you have a bad relationship with them? Is there a reason as to why you think they should cut them off? I think it's actually, just based on what you say, it's rather considerate of them to let you do your thing and find out for yourself. Or Have they put you down? Have they belittled you, knowing that you may be on the spectrum of something? If you could clarify this for us, please. Someone, anyone. I know a few people whose children are definitely autistic, but they don't get them diagnosed or really talk about it. I wonder the same thing. I think they wrongly worry it will other them. There's a lot of lack of education about mental health, and so that's why some people are like that. Some people don't want to know. Some people are going to tell the kids, you don't have autism, you don't have depression, you don't have ADHD, you don't have this, it's just BS. You must try to work harder, just be happy, just be brave and strong, or any of those BS. Those are the sort of things that some people may say. And if they say those things, it's because they're coming from a place of inability to accept change. So they are toxic. But it's true that there are a lot of people who just don't know how to deal with that. And so we need to not overreact and take everything personally, and maybe take some time to reflect on why they may have behaved in such ways. Genuinely, a lot of people have no clue about anything about either mental health or self-awareness either. And so we want to do our best to learn through our own journey. And if we feel like it, we can teach them too, as we are healing ourselves. But yes, some people are not ready. Some people will not accept this. I know a lot of people who are super obviously autistic, but they never want to have that conversation because it's too much for them, because they came to a certain age. So the people that I have in mind are typically people who are adults, senior, mature, maybe in their 40s, 50s. And they have created a sense of self that get them to function in their life all their life. And for them to realize that they have a diagnosis would dismantle their whole system. I can't allow this to happen. And so it's better to just let them be. They create a system for themselves. We don't need to force anyone to realize that they have a condition or not if it's not harming anyone. Pumpkin Puff. Okay, I can work on not seeing him as trying to be mean or malicious. Okay, well done. But it's just a part of him. Yes, it is just a part of him. My husband is also very blunt, and sometimes he doesn't mean to be. It's just how he thinks. There you go. So exactly like mine. This is how some people communicate, and sometimes, again, if they're on the spectrum of autism, for instance, this is just how they communicate. So we can teach them to be more subtle. Think about Sheldon in The Big Bang Theory. It's possible to cognitively teach empathy and things like that to autistic people, but it does take time and patience and ingenuity. Pumpkin Puff, that does help me. Fantastic, thank you. I keep that on my homework list, and I will definitely watch your video after your live. I desire some mental peace. Okay, fantastic. Do watch the video about meditation. For anyone who just jumped in, I just put a video out on my channel, a long form video about how to practice meditation in a simple and easy way. Khalil me, yes, it does. Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you, Khalil. And good luck with your operation, and come back to us whenever you are ready. I'm here Friday and next week as well, both every Wednesdays and Fridays, and you can tell me if it works, if it helped, and how it went. Pumpkin Puff, thank you for your heart, by the way. Pumpkin Puff, I feel like I put myself in a state of perpetual drowning in the dark, and I know I don't have to stay like this, but change feels so uncomfortable without the pain I'm used to. Yes, we get addicted to the pain. We get addicted to the state of rage or anxiety or the thinking. We just get addicted to our internal biochemistry. Whatever we feel, whatever state is habitual, is our normal, and our mind is always going to bring us back to those places. So in a way, we are addicted to our own internal biochemistry. If we've been depressed for a long time, it will feel safe and comfortable to stay in a state of depression. If we are often angry and full of rage, then we will need those spikes, those highs of chemicals in our system that makes us feel like that, because this is what we think and we know as normal. And that goes with even with everything else, anxiety, panic attacks, we get addicted to those things, and that's why it is so hard for so many of us to heal and change, because we don't realize that at a subconscious level, our body, our subconscious mind, our nervous system wants the same. It is all that it knows. Our brain is designed to protect us if we are in a survival mode. And as long as we are in a survival mode, and as far as the brain is concerned, the only one thing that matters to your brain is familiar. Whatever is familiar, whatever has been going up to this point is deemed normal and safe. Even if it feels terrible, even if it's ruining my life, the brain doesn't know and doesn't care about happy or healthy. It just cares about normal, familiar, repetitive patterns. And that's why it's hard for you to come out, because you've been there for a long time. But this is the work. The more you raise an awareness of your situation, the better you will become at eventually being ready to take the big step and say, I don't want this anymore. It's a process, right? It's never your fault. You're doing your best, and your best is good enough. Be kind and patient to yourself. Katie Robertson, heart emojis. Thank you. Kelly Me, thank you. Stephanie Frimpong said hi. Hello. Cara Rhodes said hi. Fudu, a very deep session for me. Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you, Fudu. I'm glad you appreciate. And is the volume better for you now, Fudu? Or was it your device? Rain Cook Whisk. V8. I've been reading a lot of Freud. What's your opinion on his work? A lot of his things were absolutely terrible, absolutely outdated. But you know, he was an important figure at the time, because this is all that we knew then. And there are some elements of the things that he talked about that are still okay now. I would suggest you to spend more time reading Carl Jung. Jung is very, very insightful, and most of the things, not all, but most of the things that he has come up with are really, really important in what we understand about the human mind still now. And so, do you want to talk about some aspect of the teaching of Freud? What did you like? What did you not like? But there's a lot of things about Freud that are problematic. So this is important to highlight. J.W. Condor, autism, severe ADHD, CPTSD, MDD, GAD, or general anxiety disorder. My life is screwed up because of this. Got late diagnosis at the age of 53, trying to not be mad at my family for not saying something sooner. Okay, your life is not screwed up at all. Your life is still going. You can change. You can heal. For some of us, it takes a lifetime to realize this. Some of my clients are older than you when they change, right? You are in your 50s. A lot of people find out in their 50s that they have these conditions. Some people, they never find out. You are one of the lucky ones, because now that you know, you can work on it. It's possible. I've got people generally who come to see me of any age, including 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. My most senior clients at this point in time are in their 80s. They spend a lifetime either trying to fix their problem, and they couldn't, and they did eventually, or with me, or they didn't know up till now, and they still want to do something about it, and it's still possible. And so don't give up on yourself. Don't think that it's too late, not at all. You have a lot of regrets because there's a part of you that is angry. Why is it so unfair? And I get it. And it is unfair, and it's terribly sad. I myself, I look at my past, I'm like, gosh, I look at not just me, my clients, everyone in the world, and I'm looking at the human condition, and it's very, very sad at times. It's terribly, it can be very disempowering. But we're here in this life to make the most of it. And your life is not over. And so keep going, because when you heal, if you heal, you will realize that whatever time you have left, and you have plenty of time, because time stretches depending on your state, you will realize then that it was worth it. The worse your start in life, the better your second part. I was talking about it not long ago, but I believe that we come into this life to experience a very similar full spectrum of human states and emotions. So what it means is that we will all experience some level of joy, happiness, but also sadness, despair, heartbreaks. We will experience winning and losing, and so on and so forth. But here's the thing. Two elements. Nothing exists without its counterpart. So if I was always happy, I wouldn't know the value of happiness. And so I need the opposite to know where I'm at. So I'm born, I'm baby, happy. Something unhappy happens to me. So now I know about happy and unhappy. But here's the thing, the more unhappiness I experience, the more happiness I will experience in intensity. Because now I'm stretching the discrepancy between the center point. So the more suffering we have, once we heal, the more joy and happiness and peace we're going to enjoy and appreciate, right? Just 1 second, please. My watch just told me that it's time for me to post my third TikTok post of the day. So just bear with me, I'm going to do it straight away. Some people...
Queer? I work for Laura's.
Oop, sorry about that. Some people... Okay, done. So let's go back. So basically, you have been... So this is for J.W. Condor. You have been diagnosed lately of a lot of things no one ever told you, and you are 53. And I want you to realize that, I don't know if you're like me, but I had a terrible childhood, like a very, very traumatic, terrible, horrible one, and that lasted 38 years of my life. But because I had so much horror happening to me, once I've healed, for 12 years, I was in heaven. I was grateful every morning, every day. I was just happy because the contrast was so huge. And this is what I'm saying when I say that we all experience the full spectrum of things. You may suffer, but when you heal, you experience all the goodness. So don't give up. It's worth it. There's a reason it happened. It's not all bad. But you will only find out with hindsight if and when you have healed. And I have the same theory that some people, they have everything going well for them at the start of their life. They're happy, the family loves them, everyone is healthy, everyone is there to look after them, they're financially safe and free, and then at some point they lose some people in their life, and their heart is so broken that they can never recover from it because they're paying the happiness. It's not the karma as in paying the bills, but they are essentially experiencing the other side of that spectrum. Right? So it doesn't mean that we have to, there's always something that we can do about any situations at all. But what I'm trying to say is that we can relativize, and sometimes we think, I'm so unlucky. Some people have it all, I've got nothing. It's so unfair. But I don't see it like that. I believe that we all experience the same full spectrum of emotions and experience. But those things may happen at a different time, for different reasons, at a different level of amplitude, but they will all happen. We will all experience the full spectrum of being a human being throughout our life. So, yeah, I don't know if it helps. I thought that I could never change. I thought that I was doomed, that I was cursed. And I changed. And I proved myself wrong. And it was worth it. And it's the same thing with so many of my clients, so many people that I know as well. We all believe that it's too dark. It's been like that all my life. Nothing is ever going to change. And for many of us, we found out that it was never true. But in the moment, it feels true because that's all that we know. And so, yeah, keep going. Keep coming to my channel. If you don't know how to get started, if you don't know how to find help, keep coming. I'm here every Wednesdays and every Fridays from 6 to 8 p.m. UK time. And I'm more than happy to support you and talk about anything that you would like to talk about for as long as you're happy to come here. Pumpkin puff. Oh, am I addicted to anger, or is it from my upbringing, from my parents arguing? Both. So this is again DBT for you. It's not this or that. So black and white thinking, splitting, BPD mind, this or that, right or right or wrong, true or false, black or white. The solution to all of your problems could be in understanding that it's neither this or that. It's this and that and that and that and that and that and that. There's so many more things all happening at the same time. And that will expand your perspective of the world and yourself in it. Right? It's a very, very important movie, very simple one. I mean, popular one that changed a lot of things when it first came out in the 1990s. So it's a movie called Scream. It's a horror slash movie. So the first one, sometime, I think it was 1937, you've got the guy with the mask who stabs in, and we don't know who it is. Throughout the whole movie, we're trying to investigate, like Agatha Christie, who done it, who is the killer. And throughout the whole movie, we shift. It's him. No, it's her. Wow, but it's not possible. They were not there. And then at the end, here's the twist. The one simple twist that no one has ever thought about. There was not one killer. There was two of them. And so because there were two, now we could be doing things at the same time and being seen at the same time. But we don't think about it because we think in black and white. And because of that, everyone was in shock. I've never seen that coming. How could there be two? It's got to be only one. And no. And this is the same thing. When you think about anything at all, I want you to realize that it's never just this or that. It's this and that and that and so many more things that you don't even know about, right? And so, is it true? So it could be the fact that you're addicted to anger, yes. And also the fact that your parents were arguing, so you have downloaded that from them, yes, and other things as well. There are many ways to look at the same thing as well. And so expand your mind. Play with that. Make it a game. Pumpkin Puff. Ryan Cook. I found that he may have been compromised at some point. His earlier work contradicts his older work. I've been reading Jung's as well. It's not that he was compromised. They didn't know anything about the human mind, so he was projecting his own values, and there was a lot of patriarchy and sexism going on like that. A lot of nonsense when we look at it, but because back then that's all people knew. And so he was just projecting his own fantasies and imagination out there. And because he was a grumpy old man who happened to be German, people found that he was very interesting and gave him a platform to express his views. But most of the things that we understand about the human mind in those periods and time are erroneous. It's just people, it's more philosophy than psychology. It's more people thinking, sharing what they think about things. The real psychology of things, for me, exists in two places. Number one, if you look back at ancient wisdoms, ancient cultures, ancient traditions, they understood everything already. And then now we jump thousands of years. Now we have neuroscience. Thanks to neuroscience, we can see what is happening in the brain in real time, so we can confirm whether or not any of those truths are correct or not. And we found out that indeed the one that stood the test of time are the oldest things. Stuff to do with Taoism, Buddhism, Hinduism, the Australian Aborigines native, the Native American Indians, the Mayan, the Aztec. There's so many civilizations out there, and they all shared a lot of common wisdom. We understood everything already back then as far as the human mind is concerned. But it's only now, thanks to the progress of technology, that we're able to see. We have scans, we have electroencephalograms, we have all sorts of different devices that allows us to see how the brain operates as we are doing or thinking or feeling certain things. And that changes everything. And so thanks to that, only in the last 25 years, we have been able to have some systems that helps people with their mental and emotional conditions. Before that, it was just all made up. Up till the 1990s, mental health was a joke. It was barbaric, it was medieval, it was harmful to people. And so Freud, absolutely, most of the stuff that he said is wrong, is dangerous, is bad. Now some of the things are okay. But most of it is anecdotal, and it's important to understand the history of philosophy and psychology. Yeah, anyone who still believes that the templates of Freud are useful and serious and correct, they are going to harm their clients with that. So yes, so let me read your comment in full anyway. I found that he may have been compromised at some point. His earlier work contradicts his older work. I've been reading Jung as well, and I have found more information there for me personally. Okay, so we agree. Jung has got much more useful and correct point. A lot of the things that he says are actually very, very good. Not everything still, but you know what? It's okay. We are all part of a collective evolution. So as long as everyone brings their piece, one brick, to that bridge, then it's still something. But it's important to be able to disseminate. Jill Foster, some emoji of some happy face waving. Ryan Cook, I'm curious, what is your opinion on mushrooms? I have a very profound breakthrough after years of depression. I used to have them, amongst other things. I used to be addicted to, and I used to try everything that I could put my hand on. So I had magic mushrooms, amongst many other things, and hallucination, but also because I used to mix things with other stuff. It was always a combination of a lot of different things all at the same time. We used to call them cocktails. So we'll have some pills, we'll have some lines, we'll have some spliff, some mushrooms, some acids, some whatever, and then see what happens. And so I can't really tell you what was what precisely, because there was always many different types of toxins in my bloodstream at any given time. But what I know is that for some people can have some breakthrough. Ayahuasca, and maybe that as well, or LSD. In the 60s and 70s, a lot of people had some major breakthrough. However, some of those people had breakthrough and then had some also terrible bad moments after that. So this is important to know. And most of them didn't have the breakthrough. And so if you had the breakthrough, it was a good experience, you were lucky, and it's a good thing. But I wouldn't promote it to anyone. I would never promote a drug to anyone, because I know the effect of it. I know what it does to people. I used to be addicted up to the age of 38. And so there's nothing that I would ever, even prescription drugs, I have them if I really need them. Right? I understand science and I appreciate it, but I also understand politics and how people are pushing drugs and medications unnecessarily. And so it's important to have a good amount of knowledge and critical thinking when it comes to those things. So Rain, I'm happy that you had a good experience, but I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Pumpkin Puff, if you want to change and you try, but you're not changing, is that an issue with how you are trying to change or your environment? Is it normal for change to take a long time, even if you're trying? Yes, it's normal, because most of the change must happen at the subconscious level, so we don't have access to that. We are limited by the subconscious emotional blocks that we have because of XYZ. And so that's why some people may want to go on a healing journey. They think about it. I want it. I choose this. I'm thinking it. But they can't, because their emotional mind is hijacking this moment. Your subconscious mind will always win, because 95% of your mind is subconscious and emotional. Only 5%, 5 tiny, puny percent are cognitive and conscious. This is what people don't realize. We don't have as much choice and power and willpower and free will as we think we do, because we are emotional creatures and we react, we function, and we're limited, and our reality is constructed by how we feel about things all the time. And so that's why it takes time. That's why you must be kind to yourself, and you must never tell yourself, what's wrong with me? Why can't I change? Why am I not here already? That's because you have some emotional baggage there holding you back. So it takes time. And it's going to be different for everyone. For some people, it can happen just like that. For most of us, it will take some time. For some of us, it will take much, much more time. It depends on every single person, what journey they're going to have, who they're going to work with, what state of readiness they are in, what environment they are in, how much baggage they have also, because we don't have just one problem. We are many, many perspectives, and so all those perspectives must be addressed. Thank you for your heart. Sabrina, hi, I was on your TikTok live. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Yes, thank you for joining. Yes, I do. I don't go often on TikTok, and I did say come and see me on YouTube if you can, because I do go live on YouTube for sure twice a week. Thank you for coming, Sabrina. I have BPD and struggling with someone I met almost a month ago. I lived with her for a week. I remember that conversation. Both volunteering together. I'm 22, she's 63. We had a really strong bond. Okay, so to be continued from Sabrina. JW Condor, I've already subscribed. Thank you for the invite. Thank you so much. Keep coming and asking me stuff. And hopefully over time, things will be easier, clearer. Sabrina, she invited me to her house. I'm traveling in 2 weeks and a half. She doesn't know how much time I spent with her. She doesn't know how much I spent. She doesn't know how much time I spent with her affected me. My eating has been completely distorted. Okay. I want to talk about it with her, but I don't know what I should and shouldn't say. I don't want to lose this relationship. She's really special. Could you give me some advice? Okay, let's talk about this. You have to learn how to speak out. You have to trust the universe. You don't dare saying things because you're thinking, I may say the wrong thing. But if you don't say anything, you will never know. So you have to say things. And so what you want to do is to accept that what you want is one thing, what happens is another thing. You say, I never want to lose her. But we don't choose that. And so what I'm saying is that it's not going to necessarily create a problem. But I want you to accept that whatever I say, we create a chain of reactions, and whatever happens, happens. I want you to accept that this is how things go. Surrender to luck, surrender to the universe, and trust the universe to support you. Trust that it will always give you what you need. So what you need may be that person or maybe not. But you need to learn how to speak out your truth and trust the universe. The more you are going to try to control the flow of things, the less you're going to be in that prison, and you won't be able to do anything because you will be too scared of losing anything. We suffer because of attachment. We never own anything. We never know anything for sure as far as the future is concerned. And so I talked about it briefly at the start of this live stream today. So you can always replay that live stream when it shows back, when it's available on my channel sometime tomorrow, if you want. But essentially, we can't control anything. So we must accept that this is what I have at this point in time. What can I do with that? What is the most that I can do with that? And so what you need to do, you want to express yourself, you want to find out how she would react if you told her some things. So just trust yourself, trust the universe, say your bit, and see what happens. I believe that she would be better off knowing how you feel, right? If you don't tell her you're both living a lie, she's going to think you're someone else, and you know that you're not that person. And so it's much easier to come up clean and learn how to just speak out your truth and deal with the consequences. I believe that, again, I don't know about your partner, but what I would say is be honest with her. She deserves it. You don't want to lie to her, right? You want to tell her the truth, and you want her to see you for who you really are as well, so that you can connect. And so tell her, you know what? Let's have a chat. I have a history. I used to have some eating disorders, and because we've been together, some things has happened. But I want you to know that it's not because of you. It's because of that dynamic. And so maybe we'll find a way to work together to solve this together. Very often, when we have conditions or baggage, we're going to attract in our life someone who has also baggage and conditions. Not the same, but complementary as far as the couple is concerned. And so if you can talk about it openly, then you may be able to work together and heal together. As opposed to me, I have my stuff and she may have her stuff, and no one is talking about anything, and everyone's trying to make things work, and it's all very convoluted, and it's never going to be a good idea in the long term. It's much easier to be honest, transparent, and work together. Does it help, Sabrina? Vanessa said hi. Hello, Pumpkin Puff. Ah, yes, the great puzzle game of figuring out a tick. That's actually interesting to think about. I can work on challenging my thoughts more and understanding I don't need to be right or wrong. Yes, yes. There's no right or wrong. Right or wrong is a judgment, and it is contextual. So things can be right or wrong within a context, but not at a universal, absolute level. Crabberry Black, hello. Joie de vivre, hello. Mr. OCD, hi to all the lovely people. Hello to you. Rain Cook, thank you for your insight and guidance. I appreciate your work. Fantastic. Thank you, Rain. Catch W2O, you getting good sleep? It depends. Ups and downs. Why do you ask? Sabrina, they both worked in a psych ward and are very understanding. Maybe it can be okay to talk about it. Yes, okay. So there you go. Maybe it can be okay to talk about it. It's happened to every relationship where I felt cared for. It's a pattern I'm working on. Because something has happened in the past repetitively doesn't mean that it's going to be always the same outcome. You can look back at it, you can learn from it. So we can talk about this. I don't know yet enough about you at this point in time, but whatever happened to you, there are a collection of data that you can use to make sure that the next time you have learned from the past and that you can create a new, different outcome. That's why it exists. Fudu, hello again. I'm going to have a cup of tea. Joie de vivre. Thank you for pronouncing my profile name correctly. It's easy, I speak French. Joie de vivre. Which is, I don't know how to translate this. I think English people call it joie de vivre, which is a sense of being happy and grateful about our lives. I think joie de vivre it's a sense of gratitude and appreciation for life. La joie de vivre. The joy of being alive, essentially. I'm coming to the end of the thread for now. Sabrina, thank you for this. It's helpful. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sabrina. Is there anything else you would like to ask? I'm going to be here up till 8 o'clock, so I'm here for another 35 minutes. Joie de vivre, zest of life. What kind of tea? Yes, zest of life as well. It's an Earl Grey tea. I drink all sorts of teas. I like matcha green tea, ginger tea, chamomile tea, lemon and honey, whatever. Hot water with some stuff in it. Cocoa drinks and coffees, all sort of hot drinks. Makes me happy. Pumpkin Puff, can I ask a personal question? What pushed you to continue to work on your relationship with your husband and yourself? Nothing pushed me. So there are two different questions. You mean husband, us together, right? Well, we've been together for 21 years now, and we have a connection. We have a history. We have an understanding. We knew that there's something different about each other. And so from the beginning, I think it was intuitive. It was more something intuitive. It's not something conscious. Because the first 4 years we were together, we were constantly fighting. I was still an alcoholic. I was still overactive. I was still 100% BPD and bipolar as well. And so absolutely all over the place. And there was not a single day we didn't fight for the first 4 years. And I was such in a bad state, he thought that I would end his life. He told all his friends that he would, at some point, be stabbed by me or something like that. Some sort of terrible, stupid tragedy that happens with druggies and alkies like me. And somehow, he stuck with me. We stayed together. So that goes to show that there was always something, a secret, invisible bond that get us to stay together. I hated him, and I loved him, and I hated him, and I loved him, and he was scared of me. He has his own trauma. So violence is the last thing that he would allow in his world, and yet there I was. But somehow we were able to see past the person. So the moment I saw him, I knew that there was something behind that person, and he probably saw the same in me. And I always had this. I had this with my mum. Again, my mum was the reason why we had so many problems from the start of my life, and all of my conditions are inherited from her. Um, but but even though she has been horrid to me when I was a child, I always looked at her somehow understanding that it was not her. I knew that she was kind of possessed. Anyone could not be like that. And so, even though she hurt me, and I hurt her as well, and we loved and hated each other in equal measure for 39 years, or 38, there was a wanting to connect. We wanted to love each other, but we never knew how to. But I always saw my mum like a little girl who was hurt. I knew she had some history with her own past with her parents. So I always saw that in her, even though I was a child being abused by her. And so when I met Matt, I saw a little boy in him as well. And probably he saw in me, someone that was hurt. He was always, he has that kind of heart. He cares for people who suffer, especially those who are judged by society, who are very, very much mocked by everyone. Everyone has given up on them. And so I believe that this was our connection. We saw through each other. We saw that there was more than meet the eyes, than the behavior, than the baggage, the wounds, the reactions. And that get us to survive the first 4 years. And then I changed, and then everything accelerated. And from that point onward, things get better and better and better and better. And it's still getting better, even though now we've been together for nearly 21 years. It's going to be 21 years at the end of March this year, I think. So when you say what pushed me, it's not something that pushed me. It's more like what attracted me. What attracted me to being with Matt and staying together and keep healing together. And it's not a decision. We don't choose those things. It's a happening. People like to believe that we choose the relationship. We never choose. We just do whatever we can based on how we feel and based on how the other person feels as well. No one chooses. But somehow that was a fantastic experience for me and for him and for both of us. So does that answer our question, Pumpkin Puff? Thank you for the little heart. Cash W2O. Thought you looked like a little tired. We're just about to ask if you drink a lot of caffeine or something. And then I see the T where it doesn't necessarily mean that you drink a lot. I can be a bit tired. I'm a human being. I can have rankers, I can have bags, and it's okay. But my question is, why do you feel the need to ask me that? Are you projecting? Are you feeling? Would you hate it if people were saying those sort of things to you? Is there anything else you'd like to talk about, or do you want to talk about this? We can talk about this as well if you want. We all look different every day. Sometimes you have good hair days or bad hair days. Sometimes we can look bloated or whatever. And this is what being a human being is. We should accept it. But I think it's very important to know, and I'm sure that you don't come from a bad place, but it's very important to learn how to not highlight physical traits to people that we don't know. If you know someone, it's different. But if you don't know people, I find this very insensitive to ask people about the physical appearance. Like, what's wrong with your eyebrows? Why are you so fat? Why are you so tall or short? We're all different. And for some people, we don't know, but they may have a history with those sort of comments. So it's better to be on the kinder side and basically realize that if it's something that is really important for us to talk about, that may be a projection of our own insecurities. But if I look tired, it's possible. Anyone, what do you think my issues might be if I have been choosing men who have a hard time expressing their emotions? Men who do express them sometimes overwhelm me and have a very hard time trusting. We attract the people that our subconscious mind is familiar with. So what it means is that if you attract men who are emotionally unavailable, it is most probably because your caregivers were also emotionally unavailable. It is as simple as that. Whatever you've been through in childhood has created a sense of self. And so there's two things. There's how you see yourself and what you deserve you should have. But there's also the very emotional energy that is what you are used to. And so if you had, for instance, a difficult childhood where love, as in unconditional love, was not available, then on one hand, you will see yourself as someone who doesn't deserve to be with someone that can provide you unconditional love. So we're going to attract people who are unavailable because our subconscious mind knows that those people can never give us that love that we think is dangerous. If we never had something, it could be a threat, it can be bad. So I'm going to protect you from love. I'm going to make sure that you always end up with the same sort of people, married people, difficult people, people with baggage, so that you know that with them it's not going to happen. You're not going to have that happy life, happy family, happy relationship that you never had. But also there's the emotional energy. If you're used to something, if you're used, let's say, to chaos, if there was a lot of confusion, a lot of fights, arguments, fear, terror in childhood, then you're going to attract people who somehow make you feel the same things. Your subconscious mind is going to feel at home when those things happen. And because it wants this, it's going to create a lot of tricks to get you excited about those men. Oh, I like bad boys, bad men. And people who are nice, your mind is going to tell you they're boring. Don't waste your time. Bunch of losers. And so this is what the mind does. This is why some people say, I don't know why I'm always attracted to bad girls or bad boys. And that's why. For the vast majority of us, there could be some exceptions. But do you relate to that? Do you resonate? Sabrina, I don't want to lie or pretend. Okay, so, then I want her to see me for me, yes. But I feel like I've done it all on purpose for her attention. The distorted eating, the bulimia restriction, like I'm planning it to tell. It's a horrible feeling. I cannot feel responsible and ashamed. Did I do it on purpose? If so, do I say it? Is it part of the BPD mechanism? So a lot of things that we do, we don't do it consciously. We do it subconsciously. We still do it, but it is a subconscious mechanism, as in emotional one. And so what it means is that you can't blame who you are as a person, as in your character. Whatever we do is always overridden by our subconscious mechanisms. And so when we have BPD, we're going to react in many ways because it's the only way we know how to stay safe. But it's not something that you can control. It's not something that you can choose. It's a program that you have installed yourself when you were a child because of the trauma that you had to go through. Then the abandonment, the abuse, the neglect, whatever it may be. And so I want you to realize, Sabrina, that you are at the moment run by an emotional program that you have never chosen. So all the things that happened, it is true that they come from you, but they don't come from your choice. It's not deliberate. It's not intentional. It's just your automatic program that wants to protect you. So we can talk about this if you want, but it's a big scope. Do come back if you can every week. We can explore different perspectives of that. But yeah, nothing is your fault. Nothing is your responsibility. We're all doing our best. And self-awareness is where everything starts. Just understanding that no one chooses anything. We are our past, we are our upbringing, we are our environment, we are our genetics, we are our belief system, we are the history that our parents has passed on to us. We're the continuation, a momentum of a story that started a long time before us. But the moment we have that awareness, we can start to work on ourselves. The first thing that I will say to you, Sabrina, because you're new on that channel, but it's something that I've told other people on that channel for a long time, is to learn how to be kind to yourself. You didn't choose to be traumatized. You didn't choose to have emotional scars. You didn't choose to react, to be unable to regulate your own emotions. You didn't choose to have filters that get you to see something else than reality, that exaggerate everything, that has a negativity bias. You never chose any of those things. You're the victim of those things. And so appreciate that now you can change, but it's going to take some time. And And so in the meantime, you will still react the way you did. You will still feel the way you felt. You will still think the way you think. And you have to be kind to yourself. Very often I talk about that analogy, that metaphor. Think about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or the Incredible Hulk and Dr. Bruce Banner. You have a different version of you that comes out whenever you're feeling threatened. Come back to who you are, so that you can let go of the shame, the guilt, and the self-hatred. You have a behavior that exists to protect you. The problem is not you, it's your behavior. And the behavior you have not chosen is the result of the big lottery of the universe. So be kind to yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. Work on that. We can talk about this if you want. Tanner, hello. Mika, where are you from? I was born in France, in Paris. And my parents are from China, from Hong Kong. So my genetics is Asian. And I've been living in London, in the UK, for, I don't know how long now, 28, 29 years now, since 1997. Erebus, haha, you said something that I'm not going to read. It's a very offensive and racist comment. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to block you. It's a shame because, I'm creating a space to help people. You know what? I'm going to give you a chance. You know what? No chance. I need to set boundaries. Okay. Hard user on this channel. Okay, the message is hidden now. So I think the person that wrote that can still see us, but we can't see you anymore. Anything that you've written is gone. Please don't do this in the future. It's very, very, I understand you're doing what you can. You may be angry, frustrated, life sucks. You want to get rid of your anger, your frustration, but this will not help you. Anyway, let's move on. Cash W20. See, I guess I see myself and take somewhat of a bit of a pride in being somewhat of a lazy bum, like minimal effort for whatever I need to do. I guess it's a habit of mine to encourage relaxation. Okay, whatever it is, if you have a system to see yourself under a better light, it's a good thing. Good on you. Pumpkin Puff, thank you for answering my question. That was really insightful. Love always wins. I asked my husband, and I have been together for almost 10 years. So there you go. For you to be together 10 years despite the BPD says a lot about how your husband feels about yourself. You don't need any more proof or evidence. He's still there. Who would stay with someone like you? Seriously, you know that, right? And yet he does. So that's a show of love. When we have BPD, we need to have some shows of love. We need to have some evidence. We need to be always reminded that do you really love me? Do you really care about me? Do you really mean that? But in reality, you don't need to seek very far. It's there. You've been together for 10 years and he's there. And just that is an immense proof that he cares about you. I asked because my husband and I have been together for almost 10 years. It has been hard and I question why he continues. Okay, so don't stop questioning it. Question why you still question it. Instead of questioning him, question yourself. Why am I thinking like that? Why am I still insecure? Why am I still not trusting him? As long as you're thinking, why is he with me? You're losing your power. Why is he doing that? Why are they doing that? Why are they reacting like that? There's nothing we can do. But if you shift it around, why am I feeling the way that I'm feeling when I'm facing the situation? Now I have power. I can do something because it comes from me. Thank you for your heart. Someone, anyone? Yes. Question, exclamation mark. Yes. Jimmy Armstrong, Pittsboro, Mississippi. Thank you for the live show. Fantastic. Hello, Pittsboro in the Mississippi. Joie de vivre. I have noted that people around me understand things that I don't. For example, cartoons, specifically political, but it's like I missed out on learning life skills. There are all sorts of different life skills. So if you're a neurodivergent, for instance, you will have a very different experience of life, and you will, and it will feel like that. But we don't have to have the same skills as everyone. You have your skills, and your skills are enough. And if you need to learn new skills, you just can learn them. It's very simple. Now it depends where you're coming from. If you come from a place of sadness, as in I was not looked after when I was a child, I missed out on life skills, there's elements of sadness. I get it. I feel the same. Like no one taught me how to shave, or no, very simple things like that, because. And so there's a lot of sadness if we compare ourselves with others. But we can remind ourselves, now I'm an adult, I'm a grown up. They had their reasons, and it doesn't matter what have happened. What happens, what matters is how I'm going to learn the skills that I need to learn now. So I've learned how to shave myself, and now I can do it. If I have to learn how to ride a bicycle, which I can't, but if I have to, I will learn how to do it, but I don't have to. And so, yes. Cash W2O. No disrespect meant. You just made me think too. Perhaps some of it has to do with me being super stressed and under pressure at different points. All right, okay, thank you. I appreciate your explanation, clarification, and apologies. But we often do this, so this is why I'm saying you probably don't mean it. We often project, and it's subconscious, we don't do this on purpose. But we're like, it's like when some people are being super positive, like toxic positivity. You must be positive. And you're trying to share that you're not feeling so great, and they're like, be happy, be grateful for what you have. And they don't realize this, but the reason they do this is because they're not able to face maybe vulnerability or sadness. And so they are, when they see it in you, now they're reacting to you because they don't like it to be reminded in their own system, right? And so maybe, I don't know, I'm just assuming, guessing just on few words. Maybe you are seeing that I'm tired, and you're saying, "Oh, are you tired?" Because there's a part of you that wants to make sure that you're always rested and optimal, or something along those lines. I don't know. Something to think about. I use everything to reflect on myself. Whenever I react to something, every single reaction that we have is always a little reminder that we have some sort of unfinished business with that thing. So we can use this in good ways for self-awareness, all of us, including myself. Pumpkin Puff, just as you said, I love him, but I can feel hateful towards him because of my trauma. I know that he could have an easy relationship with someone else, but he chose me. I just don't understand why. Because he needs you. Because you fulfill him just like he fulfills you. Okay, let's talk about this. People who live with people with BPD have their baggage. No one that is mentally stable and balanced and happy would end up with someone with BPD. This doesn't exist because we are problematic. We are all over the place. And so typically people who are with people with BPD, there are numerous reasons as to why they may be, but very often it's a trauma bond. We remind them of some difficult people in their life. And so by being with us, if they can fix us, then they're fixing their own past. So there's that. But there's also some people who are addicted to chaos and extreme stuff. And so because we provide this, it's again their familiarity. It feels good. That person is all over the place, just like mom or dad or both. So it feels homely. Some people may like the fact that we split, and sometimes we put them on a pedestal. Typically, people who also may have low self-esteem or low self-confidence may end up with people with BPD, because we offer them a roller coaster of experience every day. And so there's all sorts of different reasons. There's also even narcissistic people enjoy the company of BPD because they like to be flattered, and also we can control them. And so whatever reason it is, if someone is with you for 10 years, it's because they have the baggage as well. They wouldn't be with you. No one would accept the sort of abuse that we subject them to. And so if you realize this, you understand, it's not like I'm taking everything from him. He's getting something back. He has his own reason. We all do. No one says, we all do things because subconsciously it fits into our narrative. It makes sense emotionally. And so, yeah. Does it help knowing this? Someone, anyone. I think I'm trying to relieve the trauma and fix him the way I wished I could fix my father. Okay, so what I said, but to someone else. But obviously, I can't accept him if I want to change him. How can I accept him as he is? It's not about accepting him. Let me say it again. It is not about accepting him. It is about accepting you. Learn how to love yourself, learn how to know yourself, learn how to come to peace with all the parts within you, learn how to have a good relationship with all of your shadow parts. Then eventually it will be easier for you to have easy relationship with people. And you will be able to see who is the right people for you. Or how to shift the dynamic of the relationship. Sabrina, do I tell her that I did it on purpose unconsciously? You can't say that. You say to her, you know what? You didn't do it on purpose. No one does anything on purpose. We just create things based on a program. So we do those things, but it's not on purpose. They're just happenings. We allow things, we prioritize things, we prefer things, we avoid things, because at a subconscious level, our nervous system is constantly telling us what is safe and what is not. That's it. And so tell her, you know, I'm learning about myself, I'm realizing that I'm doing those things, I don't want those things, I don't like those things, but I want to understand so that I can heal. And so if you can help me out, together we can do this. It's like me, because of my BPD, I used to be a horrible, terrible human being. I was super shitty, very bad. I ruined every single one of my relationship, all of my friendships. I was a nasty little a-hole. I was really bad. I was as nasty as it can petty. I was relentless. And I did a lot of problems physically, emotionally, because of my conditions, and I hated myself. But I couldn't do any otherwise because I didn't know that I had BPD. I was just surviving one moment at a time, trying to make sense of this reality through my drugs and my alcohol and my rage and my self-hatred. And so we do what we can, and at some point, some of us have the luck to have that awareness and to start working on ourselves. I hope it helps, Sabrina. Pumpkin Puff, I think there's a similarity with you and your husband, but happened with me and my husband as well. Like a magnetic energy. I just wish I could be easier to love for him. You don't have to. You're together. Appreciate that. Be grateful for that. Thanks him for that. And then thank yourself for that as well. I'm not easy to love at all. I'm super hard. If you ask him, he would tell you. But yet, and it's the same the other around. I suffered a lot from him because I didn't know he had autism. And because of my insecurities and me taking everything personally, I always thought that he was horrible to me on purpose. He made me feel more alone in many instances in the past than anyone else in the world, because I love him and because I was expecting him to be different to others. But now I understand he's got autism. He doesn't mean that. And so we both broke each other's heart. We both did each other's head all the time, but it's okay because there's an understanding and there's also a lot of good moments. And now we have also changed, so things are getting better and better and better all the time. So whatever fight we used to have, and we still have now, is nothing compared to what happened in the past. Now there's no fear of me unaliving him anymore as a start, which is quite something. So again, when you say, I wish I could be easier to love for him, you're hating yourself. Stop doing this. You just told your inner child you're not enough. Stop doing this. Learn how to praise yourself. You know what? It's not my fault. Learn how to love what there is to love. There's plenty already. Otherwise, you wouldn't be there, would he? Right? Forrest Berger. Good evening, Didi. Can you tell me why people feel the urge for revenge for someone whom has hurt them physically or monetarily, instead of letting go or accepting, I think you mean. I understand hurt people, but I'm tired of being victimized. People do that because they believe that it's the only way they can to feel better about themselves. If I grew up in a culture, in a mentality, in a belief system where an eye for an eye is the system, then I will believe that if someone hurts me, to make things right, I have to hurt them back. We need a death penalty or something like that. And what we don't realize is that it never changes anything. It never fixes anything. It only makes things worse. We're going to that sort of mentality. Everyone is bad. People are sinners. We must have shame. We must be punished. And it's a terrible state of affair for everyone. And so they do that only because they believe that this is what they should be doing. Revenge. I used to believe that. I was obsessed with revenge for many, many years. I had my blacklist. I tried to unalive myself many times, but also I was considering unaliving other people. So I never did that. But in my mind, I really planned the scenarios. I had all the tools. I prepared myself. I was thinking, I'm going to go, but I'm not going to go alone. You will go first. I had a list. I prepared. I was obsessed with that for years. So that goes to show you I'm being honest here. The state of my mind. I was dangerous. And I'm glad that I never did anything. But I was obsessed with that. And I was that far away to make it happen. And so it's just a belief system. And the more we are in a state of anxiety, overwhelm, or trauma, the more those beliefs will make sense. They give us an illusion of control of the world. If I can understand that some people are good and some people are bad, and that in order to be safe, I must be a good person and I must punish the bad people, now I have a system. I'm feeling safe in this world. Just 1 second, please. Yeah. Does it make sense, Forrest? Forrest, but physically lashing out against someone who physically hurt you might not be the right thing, but it gets the point across from being bullied. So again, yeah, we all have a different understanding of how the world functions and how we should function to get what we want. Did it clarify this for you, Forrest? Pumpkin Puff. All right, I will focus on me, just me and my thoughts. I guess there isn't a reason to question others' thoughts and intention to begin with. Yes. But you have a habit, so question that. Why am I still thinking that? Why am I still questioning him after those 10 years? Pumpkin Puff, lots of things on me, to-dos, but I can't do them. You don't need, so again, you're putting yourself under pressure. Sorry. Just do whatever you can in the moment, and that's enough. And every moment, raise an awareness of what you should be doing in that moment. So you can't do everything, but also you only need to do one thing, one moment at a time. That's it. You don't need to tick all the boxes. You just need to do what feels right to do in this moment, to the best of your abilities, and that's it. Simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Pumpkin Puff, thank you, Didi, for your insight and help, of course. Fudu, to everyone, thank you for sharing. Thank you, Fudu. Someone, anyone. I am the girl who always chooses emotionally unavailable men. I just remembered that I seem to keep having this issue of incessant apologizing for even small things. Why? It's starting to annoy him. It's a trauma response. If you're constantly apologizing, it's a trauma response. And that is going to annoy people who are going to project their own inability to face vulnerability. So whichever way we respond, it's always to do with our own baggage. He has his own baggage, you have yours. You can't change him, just focus on yourself. Yes, if we are constantly apologizing, it is a trauma response. For some of us who are really doing it all the time. Yeah. And again, no one chooses that. No one chooses to be traumatized. But at this point in time, he may not be able to understand this, and he may be just annoyed by it. So now it's a problem. So how do you deal with that? You work on yourself. You find a way to address your own emotional triggers, understanding why you are like that, and change it. We can talk about it if you want. Pumpkin Puff. Yes, that did help. Fantastic. You always teach me so much, but it really helps to hear and be able to understand more. Thank you again, Didi. My pleasure. Joie de vivre. BPD. BPD is borderline personality disorder. It's a personality disorder. So there's a lot of insecurity, fear of abandonment, and inability to regulate our emotions, impulsivity, and also filters that get us to experience a different understanding of events, facts, and reality. So when people say things, we need to hear something else. When people are going to behave in certain ways, we need to interpret those things in very negative ways. And it creates havoc with all relationships. Someone, anyone. Thank you. Is there a way to shift the dynamic, as you say? Can I give myself the reassurance and validation I'm wanting from him? I'm worried that without words, his loving actions don't actually land. To shift the dynamic, you must work on yourself. There's already a lot of things to talk about as far as one person is concerned. When you talk about a relationship, it's twice as hard because you have your baggage, he has his, and then there's the nature, the direction of you two combined together. So there's more complication. So the simplest way to address things is always to work on yourself. Work on how you feel, what you think. Why do I think the way? Why do I think those thoughts about marriage? Why do I think those thoughts? Why am I feeling like that? Why is it getting me to react? Learn how to address your own thoughts. So this is a whole scope. We can work together. If you come back regularly, ask me questions, and we can learn how to first understand your emotions and understand your thoughts. But it's a journey, right? There's no hack. It's about self-awareness. Sabrina. So I asked her if she wants to keep a relationship. Maybe we can work through it together. Tell her, I want to be honest with you. I love you. I care about you. And I know that you care about me. But I have a lot of conditions. And a lot of conditions are to do with how I respond to certain dynamics. So it's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's no one's fault. But I want to talk about it because it's important to me. And I know that it is happening. So just like that. And see what she says. There's a high chance, I feel, that she will be supportive and that you can work together. Someone, anyone, an iPhone eye leaves everyone blind. Yes, indeed, absolutely. And the world goes blind. Justin Harris. Hello, do you have any advice with ADHD/anxiety, being overwhelmed, avoidance, coping, and low self-esteem? It's a lot of topics here. So my advice is to ask me something specific. If you have ADHD, the problem is not the ADHD. It's how you're going to process anxiety through the lenses of ADHD. It's how you're going to process overwhelm through the lenses of ADHD. It's how you're going to end up with low self-esteem because of how you see yourself, because of the way the world has treated you, because of your ADHD. So it's about learning how to ask the right questions, right? I'm being annoying, but but this is it. How do you? So let's try. If you have ADHD and you suffer from anxiety, you want to first realize that there is a reason you have anxiety. Most probably, there's a real reason why you have anxiety. And that's because we live in a neurotypical world who is still learning about neurodivergent people. And so what it means is that you most probably have grown up being told that there's something wrong about you. And that has created anxiety. That has created low self-esteem. That has created you not feeling enough. And so in regards to the ADHD, the anxiety would be for you to work on your shame. Let go of the shame. Nothing was ever your fault. It's just that we live in a society that is ableist and doesn't understand yet the intricacies and the depth of mental conditions such as ADHD or other type of neurodiversity. Avoidance, coping, and low self-esteem. Those are different topics. And I just realized that it's 8 o'clock. So I'm not going to last very long. I need to go quickly with each remaining question, but I would love to have a conversation with you in more depth. Justin Harris, if you want. I come live every Wednesdays and every Fridays on YouTube from 6 to 8 p.m. UK time. So if you want to come back, I would love to tell you more about how we can address all of those things and more in regards to ADHD or any conditions that you may have. I have ADHD myself. Justin Harris, poor self-discipline and executive function. So those are symptoms of ADHD in neurotypical society. So I would love to talk about it, but you need to come back, please. Either Friday or next week, Wednesdays or Fridays. Justin Harris, okay, I read that. Hennes Anus, say something funny. Tell me a joke, make me laugh. I think you get the wrong channel. It's not a comedy channel. You're not at the zoo either. So I'm going to just scroll past Hennes Anus. I just understood your clever name. Fudu, I used to apologize just to have something to say. Thanks, I don't see them no more. Okay. Pumpkin Puff, okay, so that's good. Pumpkin Puff, I hope you have a wonderful evening. I heard you loud and clear, and I will carry your advice with me and work towards growth. Fantastic, thank you. Justin Harris, thanks and sub. Fantastic, thank you. Sabrina, is this live saved on your channel? Yes. So basically, all my live streams are uploaded on my channel. However, it takes up till a day for YouTube to upload the live stream because it's 2 hours. And so it will be foundable sometime tomorrow, I think. If you go on my channel now, you will see that all my live streams in the past are there. So this one will also be there. However, today there are two. So be aware. There are two. The reason there are two is because the first one had some technical problems. So the first one I think is only 12 minutes or something like that, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And so I decided to stop and come back. This is the second live stream. So what it means, I'm going to leave everything anyway, but it's automatic. But sometime tomorrow on my channel, if you go on the live section, you'll be able to find both the live streams that I've done today. The short one, where there's not much people yet, and I just read my script, and the second one that is nearly 2 hours. And that's the second one that you want, because I assume that you want to be able to replay it so that you can retrieve some of the things that I said then, which is why I'm leaving all of those live streams, precisely for that, so that people can replay them and found whatever information they may have found useful then. So yes, Sabrina, please do subscribe if you haven't yet, and make sure that you can check out tomorrow those videos. Also, check out my long form video weekly that I put out today called Meditation is Easy. And also come back on the live streams, please. I'm here every week, twice a week. Life saved. Yes, I read that. Justin Harris, appreciate your words of advice and helpful demeanor. Thank you so much. Guys, I love you all. Take care, look after yourself, be kind to yourself. And that's it. I'll see you next. And also, finally, I'm a therapist and coach. And so if you feel that you could do with my services, there's a link on my bio to my website. Some people may not know that I also do this. Okay, catch W2. I've been finding lately that staying with my problem, anxiety, anger, unconditionally, without trying to escape or solve it, kind of lightens it, and it eventually sort of disappears. Okay, very good. So now you're realizing that when you accept something, it doesn't last. When we resist something, or when we avoid something, or when we're trying to repress something, this is how we are holding those things forever in our system. Acceptance is processing and letting go. So well done. So this is a very important aspect of healing, and you are starting to already realize it through your own intuition and experience. Fantastic. Guys, I'm going to go. Do come back next time and we can carry on with that conversation if you want. In the meantime, bye-bye now. Love you all.